Hey, I want to just make it clear going into this that there's a very real chance this deck is another failed experiment. My experience in Alchemy post updates is that instead of blue decks putting creature decks in the ground with their tempo and their sweepers, Meat Hook Massacre decks are just shoving creature decks into trash cans. That being said, you know, we've got a lot of reach between Anji and Seguin Brushstroke, so maybe this archetype has a chance to be the creature deck that has staying power into these Meat Hook Massacre decks. Let's dive on into some matches and see how they play out for us. Yeah, our deck's trying to curve out to 4, so having too many creature lands is going to give you a lot of tapped lands late, which is not good. Yeah, the S tier folks did a good job with my transitions and overlay stuff. They're very good at what they do. I've been pretty underwhelmed by things like Igdom's Awakening in this format. By the time you get to 7 lands, they're just gonna bury you a lot of the time. I think you'd rather get them dead rather than trying to grind out the Meat Hook Massacre decks is a fool's errand. They are much better at grinding than you. I think the approach of trying to burn them out is definitely much better, and Brushstroke gives us a chance to do that. Oh, we're definitely gonna play some of our own Meat Hook Massacre decks on stream in the not too distant future. Land? I mean, that's technically what I asked for. GG, Magic Arena, GG. Yeah, Meat Hook Massacre, I think, is at the forefront of basically every arena format right now. It's just a very powerful effect. I don't really want to run Sorin into a Jawari Disruption, so I'm just going to open on you discard 2 cards. Remember that Jawari Disruption we played around, chat? My brain is fucking huge. Yeah, and that's the power of Inscription, right? Like, Inscription is a card that can be a removal spell in the creature matchups, but it's not a removal spell that's just dead against these control decks. So Anjay unfortunately only triggers once per turn. Zero cards in hand, draw 3. Feels Magic the Gathering, man. Yeah, and it's better than a regular draw 3, right? It's draw 3 spells, make them cheaper. Let's see if this bug is still present. I'm gonna click on one of the non-foil blood tokens in the middle, and it's gonna select the foil blood token on top. Actually criminal. Actually criminal. Oh, I should sack a creature instead. I forgot. Forgot I could do that. Chat is correct. I am down a blood token I didn't need to be down. One of these other cards is divide by 0 or counterspell. No, they get to learn if it was 4 or less. Yeah, they didn't do enough to this card. I think this card should have been 3 or less. If this card generates tempo, it shouldn't draw a card. Yeah, it should be 3 or 2. Like getting to tempo my 4-drop and then draw Mascot Exhibition is so obnoxious. Yeah, it's supposed to just rummage that.
I bring my own army.
Thanks for the follow, Master.
What's one more grudge?
The fact that I'm missing a blood token I should otherwise have could cost us this game, because these blood tokens are going to turn into damages, so I'm basically missing a point of damage here right now. It's really just super toxic when people accuse Wizards of not adjusting things because of profits or card sales. Never attribute to malice that which is better explained by incompetence, chat. It's not that they're out to get you, it's just that they genuinely don't think there's an issue. Or their reaction time is slow when they know there is an issue. Yeah, so I could have used Anjay to sack a creature was the mistake I made. So I would have had the same result, but have a way to kill my Bloodcaster here? Oh, this doesn't make a token when my token dies. That's sad. Keep the archives kind of scary. And discard the teachings. That's probably never drawing a card for them because my hand's going to be empty. Oh, they just discard the card they drafted. Sure, as you will. I'm declining this block for now because I want to take this block while I have a Blood Artist in play, ideally. Feeling a little batty, chat. I think we just crack here, actually, right? I go up to 8. I'm gonna hold the bat back because I don't want to die to a single removal spell. I'm gonna attack with these. This not gaining us life anymore could cost us this game. Nature Expressive Iteration, sad. Oh, will we have a full card gallery tomorrow? Maybe we'll do our set review tomorrow. You looking to die on the backswing to my Den of the Bugbear, friend? Looks like what they're trying to figure out. This attack loses them 2 and gains us 2. I think we just stack blood tokens, right? They're dead. Alright, our mistake didn't matter. God bless. Control matchup. Brittle Blast out. Blood Vial Purveyor out. Break Expectations. Go blank in. Maybe we trim the Epictures actually and leave the Blood Vials in because they don't die to most of the red removal. They get tempoed a little bit hard on some of the things. Oh, Infernal Grasp is not good here. Even a couple of those. Let's try this. Let's try this. So all of these cards have mana value less than 2. They're still both very control-centric for Psi. I'm finding things that I enjoy playing in them still, but everything that I've liked, that I've enjoyed, and has felt competitive is on the more controlling side for both Alchemy and Historic. So I think my plan for next turn is to go blank and then break expectations. Yes, as mid-range decks feel kind of not a thing anymore via modern Magic design, Kaldarian for sure. The decks that look to win the game on turns like 5 through 8 tend to not be competitive in most arena formats. Going on, Pavid? Thanks for the 7 months. Appreciate the prem. Welcome back. They've kind of got us locked down here with the toys we gave them. Oh, you know what? I should be looting through these lands some. Oh! Should have done that before I played my land for the turn. Could have played a Den of the Bugbear there. Now we'll cycle it though. Yeah, I should totally have a Den of the Bugbear in play right now. It's really a mistake that could cost us. Soren's a good pickup, but the creature land would have been a good resource to have access to. So now they have enough mana to keep roping the Harvester and then charge us up. That sounds great. No, you can only play the card that you grab with Florian until end of turn, so just grab the one we can play. Free land's a free land. Flooding out pretty bad here. They also kept a pretty land-heavy hand based on what our break expectations saw, though, as well. God, 6 cards is so many cards, chat. They need to burn down the house right now. Florian's very good. One of the things I was really impressive about this deck was that the blood tokens just give you an incredible amount of consistency. So they could find a Day of Judgment here. They did not. If they would have found a Day of Judgment there, my mistake not getting the Den of the Bugbear could have come back to bite us. Anjay is a card that was really impressive last time we were playing this archetype. Just basically always wanted to have one in play. Just decently statted body and incredible amounts of reach even on installed board. No, that was our first match. Sure does. Seems real good. 2, 3, 4, curving right on out the door. Mono red, you say? And that fourth land locked up feels good. Even if they kill this, this will generate a little bit of selection for later, which is nice. They're going to raise my town's chip.
I hope you like your hors d'oeuvres extra crispy.
Extra
Aw, you're looking a
crispy.
little singed.
Which 4/4 dragon is in my future, opponent?
Who needs a plan? Just improvise.
Yep. I think we decline this. It's a large land, chip. Our 4 drops a little bit bigger. I think I want to lead on Blood Vial rather than on Jay here.
Give a toast? I'd love to.
Kill their Planeswalker or their Town Raiser here, dealer's choice.
Oh, why?
We can kill the dragon with Blood Tithe Harvester is accurate. -X where X is double the number of blood tokens we control. I think I'm just letting my land sacrifice and then playing Florian. We'll see what they do. If they kill Blood Vial Purveyor, I'll probably keep the land and play Anjay. I'd like to look at one giant pile of cards, please. Your move, Yuki boy. This is all we got. They have a third Town Razor Tyrant, we could end up in trouble. We did squeak out against Jessica. Feel like when you look at like 5+ cards with this, feels like Demonic Tutor. Just like, and that one, please. You have what do you have? I think this is a... Can we kill them, Angle? This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not quite. Alright, I'm gonna be a little conservative here and just attack with the Scion. If we just like, don't let ourselves get punked out. We're a huge favorite here. We just like, take it slow and steady. Okay, there's a gold daddy. Castle Dracula here is making a blood token for just 1 extra mana. Because we have 4 vampires. Just gonna block everything here. Again, just playing it kind of safe. And then they're dead next turn to the Den of the Bugbear. Because of the Blood Artist triggers and the Sanguine Brushstroke. Actually, I don't even need the Den. Just Florian plus Brushstroke kills them. Oh, that one exiled itself, so I got 1 less trigger. That's sad. I should have killed the Goldspan. I should have killed the Goldspan anyways, because it has upside, but... You know, details. Details, chat. Alright. Dargans. Brittle Blast is lovely. Power Word Kill, not so lovely. Wonder if Break Expectations is good here, just because they don't have a ton of high impact cards. Seems like it could be a reasonable conclusion. Do something like this. Soren's probably kind of hard to keep alive. We'll cut him to trim some top end and leave these in. Right, we're on the draw, which means this Forsaken Crossroads is untapped for turn 2, which means to go tapped Haunted Ridge on 1, untapped lands for the rest of the game. Also just draw a Swamp, so now I can play Crossroads on 1 as a Scryland. Feels good, man. Whelp is very good. I got 1 trigger off of it. Let's not make it a second, huh? Goodbye, friend. That's a good question. I let on Anjay when I had both of these because Anjay triggers on subsequent vampires that I play. So in the event that Anjay didn't die immediately, she would have turned into extra... She would have turned things like Blood Bowl Purveyor into extra tokens. Yeah, I mean, they 2-for-1 2 of our things. So now the question is, like, can they do it again? For what it's worth too, Brotherhood, if my life total was lower, you're right that Blood Vial is better into their haste dragons there. But I wasn't really worried about my life total being at 18. But if I was at like maybe 10 or less than 10, I think you're correct that we should probably lean on Blood Vial. Because my life total is so high, the downside is pretty minimal. It is incredibly weird to me as an outsider looking in to see cards like Anjay get safety valves stapled to them with this can only trigger once per turn, while other designs like, you know, Aldrin's Epiphany made it into production. I don't like comments like that as Zintoth. I know that it's just blatantly wrong to imply that Wizards of the Coast doesn't test their cards. They definitely test their cards. Game design is hard. My commentary is more so, I wonder what their process looks like that some cards get safety valves and others don't. For what it's worth, I don't think having a safety valve style of effect on a card is inherently bad. It's just interesting to me as an outsider looking in that some of them get them and some of them that probably needed them don't. Like, them reflecting on that could probably be a way to do better. Do better in the future. Yes, at one point during the design, Expressive Iteration looked at 4 cards. So, yeah. I beg your pardon? Yeah, exactly. It could have been worse, chat. It could have been worse. Maybe looking at 4 cards would have been better, because if it looked at 4 cards, it would definitely be banned by now, right? Great. Vampires feeling like a reasonable creature deck into non-Meat Hook Massacre opponents. We'll see if we can find one of those Meat Hook decks though. That's been the trick. A lot of these creature decks have felt really okay into everything that's not putting us up on hooks. Slow Smoke definitely has eject button energy. Or you are correct, it's good on basically everything. Congrats on hitting vet. Right on time, one drop. Welcome to the party. I think this matchup's pretty okay for us. We get to kill their stuff, and then we have some large chunkers here. I would bet most Inquisitor Captain decks don't beat Meat Hook Massacre decks. Would be my estimation. I should probably have played Blood Vial Purveyor. We're gonna get Blizzard Brawled. Alright, our large creatures don't matter when the green deck has a bunch of Doomblades. You wanted to attack and block, Hogland? This is Magic the Gathering. Blocking doesn't happen here. Silly Hogland. Thinking that they were gonna get to block. It's 2022, Jeff. Ain't no blocking here. All right, all the Doom Blades. Maybe I only want 2 Flameless Bolts. I have a lot of things that get out of range of this. Thanks for the follow, Numbskull. Welcome to the channel. So, traditionally speaking, green aggressive decks splash a color to have access to decent removal. The thing that's so strange about these snow decks is the green deck gets worse removal when it adds a color, because adding a color means you can't play snow, so you lose Blizzard Brawl. It's just such a weird phenomenon. The green deck is 2 colors, green and snow. Fair. I mean, Beseju's not even that good in this green deck. You can't just cut Forest for it because, you can't just cut Forest for it because you need, the Snow Basics. I mean, I think we do poorly into exactly Blizzard Brawl with some amount of our draws. We're able to, where things are allowed to get into combat. We line up pretty well in combat. Yeah, Brittle Blast Blood Artist is not a combo. That's for sure. I'm gonna block with this now proactively, just because I don't want to, like, wait when they don't have landfall, or when they can kill it and then push lethal. Usually you want to chump block before you're dead. Wow, super punished for my Brittle Blast decision, huh? I killed their one that could draw cards, which I think was right. Oh, I'm dumb. Oh, fuck, chat. This could kill this. The asymmetry on this caught me. We're dead here now, right? My brain did a stupid because of the asymmetry. If I would have killed their thing, we'd probably win that game. My brain went to this does 2 CMC or less. That's why I perused my graveyard and talked about killing the wrong thing. That's fine. They were just gonna have 4 Blizzard Brawls in the 3rd game and kill us on the play anyways, so we basically just saved ourselves time by making that mistake. What was that? It was an efficiency mistake. The entire match was made more efficient because we did that. It's something that's really weird. I just deleted an email that came through. It's so weird to me that paid charity work is a thing. Like they companies try and pay people to raise money for their charities. Like, I feel like that's something that I just never feel comfortable doing, because I feel like if I wanted to do something, I would feel weird encouraging people to donate money to something that I wouldn't want to donate to myself. Alright, this is not the snow matchup. Probably the red-green deck, yeah. It feels morally gray. No, I mean, it's completely legitimate. Like, that's been a thing from long before Twitch streamers. Like, just like paid charity things happen. Oh wow, this gets to draw a card right away. I don't think I wanna, do I wanna trade my Blood Artist for a card draw? I might, actually. I guess I'm gonna have 2 Blood Artists in play, and those effects stack up pretty quickly. Yeah, I'm not talking about charities having employees. That's reasonable. I'm talking about a charity saying, hey, Jeff, we're gonna pay you $1,000 if you raise $2,500 for our charity. Oh, I probably should have played this as a tap land. I guess this might be a spell. I have a 5th land already. Alright, can we dodge a snakeskin veil? Nailed it. Yikes. Are we dead? I think we're dead. Yeah, Blood Artist desperately needs a digital update, so it doesn't make me click to target their face. By the way, for people that haven't played a ton of Alchemy, this deck that our current opponent is playing is probably the best creature deck in the format. It's had a number of results. I think I just moved to my second phase here to see what Florian gets me off of 2 cards. I think I'm gonna take the land and go Blood Tithe Sorin. No, Arena does not have game modes with more than one opponent. But Blood Artist is target player. You can technically target yourself with the Blood Artist trigger. You're right, Chet. You can.
Serve me well.
What's going on, Phantom of Eric? Thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. Something at Johnny's Pride. Do you remember the meltdown people had over at Johnny's Pride, mate? I'm not dead yet. People are angry about Pride Bait being changed. Yeah, of course. You ruined the purity of the game. You gave the card a functional change. What if I wanted to make my Pride Mate small? What if I was playing Citywide Bust and wanted to play around my Pride Mate getting destroyed by my Citywide Bust, chat? I wanted to avoid Giant Killer. Annie. That felt not particularly good, shit. They kind of just ran us over. I boarded a bunch of removal spells. Flame Blast Bolt's a bit better in this matchup, but probably not enough to warrant 3. You're telling me I could be playing around Valorous stance with my Pride Mates if it weren't for this digital crap? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we lost that game in large part due to the fact that Sanguine was nerfed. We'd have been treading water a bit better if that card had its original text box. It's a little sad to see Sacrament get the nerf bat instead of what's it called? That other card. I'm killing their 2-3 here. Meat Hook, yeah, that one. So anyways, I started blasting. If I grasp this firmly and I spike a land off the Florian trigger, I can Bloodcaster. I might also chump to deny my card draw though. Sedge. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we got him. Ha! Got him! Goodbye, friend. I was just happy if they wanted to chump there, so that way I could inscription the other cards out of their hand. Operation Oops All Doomblades is a go, chat. You get a removal spell, and you get a removal spell. Everybody gets a removal spell. Ooh, is that Anjay? I think that's Anjay. I could take the land and then go like 2-drop, 3-drop, but Anjay's kind of hard to pass up. She's my maid of dishonor, chat. What a lovely lady she is. Right. You've successfully killed all their things and forced a game the third. It's a good one, Numbskull. I don't remember where I borrowed that from. It's not an original, but it was a good one to pick up and add to the repertoire. Yeah, Anjay plus stroke, turning every blood into a lightning strike is great. Or a bump in the night. A bump in the night is on flavor. OG Innistrad card. Alright, 2 draw steps to find an untapped land to curve Bloodcasters into removal spells. Alright, just like we drew it up. Crunch. Alright, I think this is my least flexible removal spell, so we'll lead on that. Whenever you could be using multiple removal spells to remove something, you want to start with your least flexible. That can still take it out. Brittle Blast basically aces anything they play. Oh, chat, we are just gonna make sure that we don't get got by any form of protection. Let's just remove all of the friends. Now, the slightly scary thing to note here is my opponent currently has 5 spells in their hand because they're not making their land drops. And they'd be making their land drops if they could. So we do kind of need to end the game here. What if I trade here? I get 2 blood tokens out of it? I think I'm into it. It's basically like turning this into a Doomblade Plus, right? Yeah, love it. What's going on, my dude? What's up? You trying to find mommy? She went back upstairs. She's looking for snow pants, so we can go out and play when I'm done. I think we're gonna kill this. When I kill this, I mean exile it. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and just sacrifice this. You're doing an inside day. I need to clear my driveway, and the boys have never really gotten to, gotten to play in the snow. I don't expect them to last very long, but we're gonna take a half hour and bundle them up so they can play in the snow for 20 minutes. I'm expecting them to say we're cold and want to go in after like 15 or so even bundled up, but they're gonna have the experience, damn it. I think we just let this time. At some point, I will successfully navigate that interface, but it won't be today, apparently. They're dead on board. Haley was really cute. Yesterday, after it stopped completely blizzarding outside, Christy went and got a big bowl. Because, like, the snow is, like, classic, great, really fluffy snow. Christy took a big kitchen bowl and scooped up some snow and brought it inside on a tray so Haley could play with it. She's super adorable. This is the way we drain your life, drain your life, drain your life. This is the way we drain your life. Do 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 do. It would, Brick Skipper, but they should automatically add stops to some triggers. Like, I think one thing they could really do to improve, what's it called? Town Razor specifically should be a trigger that automatically gives you a stop. I don't think every one of your own triggers should give you a stop, but there are certain ones that you frequently want to respond to. And Town Razor's trigger is one of them. Especially when it's your opponent's card giving you a trigger you likely want to respond to, they should automatically give you a stop. That seems really good. 2-3 on the play, some 4 drops to the top end. Alright, this is it, chat. Our hand's really good. Can we beat a Meat Hook Massacre deck? If this feels impossible, I'm gonna be done for the day and go play in the snow with the kids. If this does not feel impossible, we'll play one more after this. But we're gonna play this match in its entirety to see how this plays out. This deck that the current opponent is playing has felt like an impossible matchup for every deck in this format I've played that involves creatures. Playing in the snow, the winter birds of touching grass, something like that. Trying to play a 6-drop for this matchup sounds like some kind of insanity. Does she have haste? She has haste, right? Maybe that's fine. Haste is pretty good. Pretty good keyword. Any cost, Jeff. Any cost. Oh, that's so unfortunate. We only have 2 main deck copies of Brittle Blast, too. Would have been so perfect. Yeah, other control decks feel good into this opponent's archetype. Like we played some Sultai control last week, earlier this week, and it felt good. The creature decks specifically are what it really tends to dunk on. Soren has died, fam.
I won't let this be over.
I'll start by just attacking for 2 and seeing what we hit off of Florian. Is it crazy to just kill their Blood Artist? I probably want to Mind Rot them, huh? You have a Blood Artist of our own. I'm gonna Mind Rot them. It could be right to just wait a turn and kick this, but not using the rest of my mana this turn seems mediocre. Those were pretty good ones to hit. Now the question is, what's their last card?
Under my reach, neither vampire nor human. I bring my own army.
Blood basically turned 1 card into 2. Feels good, man. They have a Soren in play, though, and we don't. Ooh.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
Hey, I hope the kiddo feels better soon, Video West. Christy and I also had a, well, I don't know what yours is sick with, but Christy and I had a toddler covered in vomit waking up at midnight last night. The joys of parenthood. Chickenpox is rough. What's the efficiency like on that vaccine? I thought it was quite high. That's really unfortunate. So the 5 months Tharn. Okay, so do I want to make a blood token this turn or use Anjay to sack a blood to drain them? I think I'm on the sack a blood to drain them angle.
You deal with this annoyance.
Slave flinking probably means we're dead at this point. The Rites of Oblivion have just buried us, huh? Just like, haven't been able, like, I just said any meaningful thing I put into play just disappears. Yeah, Aaron just did. It did. And that, honestly, like, so when I talk about creature decks being bad into the Meat Hook Massacre decks, I'm not even just specifically talking about, oh, we can't beat the card exactly named Meat Hook Massacre. I'm also just referring to the fact that, like, this whole package is just very good into decks that are playing to the board, right? Like, it's not just meat hooks, it's the brush strokes and the Rites of Oblivion and the shambling gas and the card advantage that finds you all those things consistently. It's the whole package is a tough nut to crack. This is probably a go blank matchup because exiling Rites out of their bin has a lot of value. The Mind Rot's okay too, but cleaning their graveyard art has a lot of appeal. Alright, I would like to undo your Deadly Dispute. Play my Uno reverse card. How did I know they have Deadly Dispute, chat? Because they always fucking curve the Shambling Gas into the Deadly Dispute. That's how. Every time, without fail. When do they have it? Always. When do you have it? Never lucky. Exactly. It's exactly like Tron, chat. Your opponent always has Tron on 3, and when you try to play Tron, you never have it on turn 3. Never, ever, not even once. Yeah, and speaking of Tron, now they have 5 mana on turn 3? Like... Like, big yikes. Just pass the turn. Your hand's all reactive, interactive stuff. Sag. What are the odds they can play more than 2 cards next turn? High. I want to play Sorin and start drawing cards, but I also want to get them with Go Blank while they still have cards to get. I think I'm supposed to do this. Could be wrong, though. Getting Getting a City Stalker Connoisseur out of their hand is good beats. Like to see a deck list, you can type !deck in chat. There's also a deck widget floating on your screen via Untapped. Unless you're talking about my opponent's deck, in which case I'm unsure. We Sorin downtick, make a friend.
I take no joy in slaughter. You can deal with my servant.
They can trade a token for Sorin here, but I think I'm okay with that. They chose not to. They have a bunch of 3/3s now. It's a lot of 3/3s, chat. I would like to draw a land, maybe?
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
Would you like to crunch my Planeswalker opponent? You would not. Deal Reno.
You fight for me now.
Oh no, chat! I forgot my Brittle Blast was about to cost more mana. Rip.
Tragedy befalls us all.
This is so cracked, shit. The mind rot shall continue until morale improves. This matchup is much easier when we make our opponent discard 2 cards constantly. Somebody write that down, chat. The mind rot shall continue until morale improves. Me watching videos on my phone. Lol. To go. Thanks for the 17 months. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. I think Bloodbath Summoner is one of my favorite cards in this deck. The blood mechanic in general is gas. Brittle Blast is so good in this format. I think what do we think? Is this the best removal spell in Alchemy? Like, in the entirety, not in just the digital specific cards, but in the format. I think this might actually just be it. 5 damage kills basically everything you care about. The exile text is just like super relevant in a lot of spots. Divine Purge. I wouldn't lump that in the same category, right? Real decks have curves, chat. Rite of Oblivion is a good contender for that as well. I agree. My body is ready for them to meat hook massacre me for 1 on turn 3. And by my body is ready, I mean my mind is sad. Don't do it to me. Have a heart. All right, chat. This Vanishing Verse is low-key great for us because it means we're not getting meat hook massacred. It's the little things, chat. Okay, so they missed their land drop, which implies they're gonna have cards in hand for a while. So I'm gonna lead Seguin Brushstroke as opposed to Go Blank here. Ideally, we want to wait until like the last possible chance we have to get 2 cards with this, because then we're more likely to get 2 higher cost cards that are more powerful. So you don't want to wait so long that their hand gets empty, but waiting more time has added value. Well, 2 copies of Vanishing Verse out of the way sounds great. Have some blood tokens. See, chat, I'm a giver. I'm helping them draw out of their mana screw. My Maid of Dishonor is here. All right, Mind Rot, opponent constantly, have them stumble on 2 lands, win matchup. Profit somewhere afterwards, I think. Bye, friends. Speaking of, and again, if you haven't read Brittle Blast, this gives all of their things, if it would die, exile it instead in perpetuity. And we're done here. Okay, so we obviously ran a little hot in both those post-board games, but, you know, small amounts of optimism. If that matchup can be bad but not impossible, that's all you could really ask for in a creature deck. What's Olivia do? I kind of like the idea of, someone in chat mentioned Olivia. I don't know about a main deck card, but that could be an okay sideboard card. Or to be honest, I don't know what her text box is, so I'm gonna look her up. I have 4 of them. It's cool, good. Return target creature from graveyard to battlefield tapped and attacking. When you don't control a legendary vampire, exile this creature. Oh, so it actually works well with Florian and Anja. I didn't realize it lets you keep it so long as you have other legendary vampires too. Huh. Is that a playable Magic card? This might be a playable magic card. This, like, following up a sweeper with this effect. Wait. If you return a legendary vampire, it counts for itself, right? So you just, like, Olivia, bring back Anjay or Florian? Oh yeah, that's kind of hot, actually. I think I'm into it. Okay, I think I'm down. I don't know that it's ideal, but I think I'm into trying it. Flame Blessed Bolt actually has not seemed very good in a lot of the creature matchups. I'm gonna cut one of those. Put that break expectations back in. Do you have enough lands to play one in the main too? 24. We have 26 lands basically. This card is mid-lane. Yeah. Let's try that next time. I'm gonna go ahead. I know I said I might do another if we won that last matchup, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day and go outside and get my driveway cleared now that it's done snowing. I'll play with the kids in the snow for a little bit. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow with more Magic the Gathering. Remember, if you're looking for Alchemy and Historic action, be sure to check out my YouTube channel there. We're gonna be doing an Alchemy and Historic deck most days. Well, I think tomorrow we might do a Historic deck and a set review, because I think we get a full card image gallery tomorrow morning. But either way, we'll be doing some type of Magic tomorrow. Catch you around then. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Thursday wherever you're at.